Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you. All right, just to make sure this group is awake and ready to go, I have 3 questions I'd like to ask you to get it started, okay? The first question I'd like to know, did anyone wake up today hoping, wishing, or thinking that today was going to be the worst day of their life? Anyone? Show of hands. Okay, great. The second question, did anyone here think on their wedding day, this person is perfect for my first marriage? I can only get better. Anyone? On your wedding day, not afterwards. All right, the third question. This is the last question, and you can be honest. Did anyone here join TGIF Toastmasters thinking, I hope to get worse at public speaking? Anyone? All right, okay. Of course not. And you know why? Because we have 2 fundamental human desires. Every single one of us carry these 2 fundamental desires. The first one is to be our best and to do our best. That is our first desire. That is our intention. That is our purpose. That's deep within inside of us. And our second desire is to be something, to make a difference, and to have significance. I'd like to share a quote, and as I was introduced, I got a lot of my motivation, what I'll be sharing with you, this model. I wish I could say it was I created it. I created some of the footnotes. Hopefully that will help you to remember it. But I want to share a quote that really captured me in this book. And the book is You Already Know How to Be Great by Alan Fine. Has anybody here read this book? Now this definitely, the title of this book is a book that I would purchase on Amazon. You already know how to be great. Of course we do, right? But this book is amazing. And the reason I wanted to bring it forth for you all today is because it's not about acquiring new knowledge. I assure you that I'm not going to teach you something today that you've never heard of. But it is about understanding and using different vocabulary and an order to pull things that you already know. So it's retraining your brain on how to take what you already know and apply it to what you want in life. So this quote I wanted to start with. You see, the problem in my life and in other people's lives, it's not the absence of knowing what to do, but the absence of doing it. And I would like to read that again. You see, the problem in my life and other people's lives is not the absence of knowing what to do, it's the absence of doing it. So now I'd like to share with you my personal journey in using the GROW model. So I'd like to turn your attention over here to the whiteboard. Can everybody see it over here? Do I need to move this back a little bit? Okay, so let's start with the letter G, as you wrote it down. Now, in my experience, I always feel it's very beneficial to use questions. So as you're building, as you're really starting to kind of get through this, so G would stand for, what is the goal? And I know that we've had many amazing speakers here that have stood before us and they've talked about goals. And time again, we say SMART goals. Make them specific, make them memorable, make them achievable, make them realistic, make them time-stamped, and all of those apply to the GROW model. What I would like to just add to that and maybe encourage you, and this is how it helps me when I'm really building out my goals, and it's important that you start with the goal, okay? So this model is designed to go into this order. I think of your GPS on your phone. Your goals are as only good as the destination you want to go based upon the information that you put into it. So if I know that I'm starting at A and I need to get to B, I'm going to be highly disappointed if I don't have the right information or the address to get me to that destination. So it is very important that you navigate appropriately and making sure that you have the information so you can have that goal. My goal for joining Toastmasters was to be able to connect more with an audience, to be able to be that leader that can inspire others to do more, to dream more, and to achieve more. So my goal was to join Toastmasters to really be able to invent, to be able to really go and grow that purpose. The second letter, R. What is the reality? This is a tough one for a lot of people because this is where you need to get honest with yourself. And the quote I like to say, and I use it a lot, probably overly use it, is don't confuse efforts with results. Don't confuse efforts with results. When I talk about reality, I think instantly about reality TV. And if you are a single female looking for true love and find yourself on The Bachelor, hoping that that is where you're gonna find true love, that is like me asking you to walk across the busiest street, 20 of us, okay? Walk across the busiest street in Manhattan, but before we cross, I'm gonna say, now listen, only 2 of you are gonna make it across without getting hit by a car. That is the reality, okay? So for me in joining Toastmasters, wanting to influence, the reality for me is I didn't have exposure, okay, to executive leaders. That's what I needed to get. How can I get in front of them? So moving on to O, what are the options? We have a lot of options. We have a lot of choices. Don't cut yourself short in this area. This is your brainstorming. This is where you let loose and have every creative idea. I will share later on in different speeches about the parking lot and about this is where you have to suspend judgment. Come up with the most craziest, outrageous ideas and put them to paper. Okay, do not. So for me, coming here, I was like, some of my options was I can grow, I can connect, and I can invest. And that's what I did. I had to, in efforts to be better, to do more and to grow, I had to invest. Lastly, what is the way forward? This is where we talk about focused attention. All right, this is where, and there's a quote in this book, and it says, focus is what distracts us from whatever is distracting us. My way forward in Toastmasters was to do more, to be more, to invest, and that's what I encourage you all to do. In closing, to grow as an individual is simple, not easy. Thank you.